Hello everybody, I am Sleek Buccaneer. This is going to be the shortest theory video out of the group of 4 for the Kingdom Hearts Key universe. The funny thing is, I had no plans on doing anything for the most recent update to Union Cross for 3 reasons. 1, I'm still trying to understand the lore and I'm still lost on when everything is taking place, and if what's being presented is real or not. 2, I was shocked and displeased with the update like some others, and I really don't know why this was a route when we still don't know much about the Foretellers or the Master of Masters or even the universe itself. 3, I wanted to wait to see how this would all play out in relation to Kingdom Hearts 3 because nothing feels connected to me yet. I'll go ahead and assume that it's just me with that opinion right now, but saving that opinion for later, I'm going to get straight to the point and drop this theory. I will make this as perfectly clear as I can. I believe, in theory, that Master Ava will be the next person of significance to die. And I'm going to let that sink into your mind for a moment. Okay, now, let me explain where I draw the line on that theory alone. I still have my doubts on this claim right now. I was debating on whether or not Ava will or should perish as opposed to the others, with exception to Luxu. However, from a storytelling perspective, there is no will or should. Ava has to die. She can't return to the Badlands after the war, and I don't really think that the flower that's supposed to represent Strelitzia in the new Union Cross art was for Strelitzia. I think that flower is for Ava. So let me give you a few reasons for why I'm making this claim. As a reminder, this is from a storytelling perspective. There's no real evidence pointing to this theory right now because I'm still trying to catch up with the story in preparation for Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm looking at this from a writer's perspective, if you will. I'll start with Master Ava's role first. If you want, you can look at my first theory on the roles of the Foretellers where I essentially explain who should have had whose role. But I don't think you really need to see that video for this discussion. Anyway, Ava's role was a fairly widespread mission. She had to assemble the finest Keyblade wielders from all of the unions and start an organization that would not participate in the war. In back cover, the Master of Masters also tells her to not get involved in any battles. The problem with that is she most notably gets into 2. She fights against Aced in back cover, and then she fights against Luxu in Key, which sparks the war. Now with Key, the player has a dream about fighting in the Keyblade War. And logically, Ava was told to assemble the finest Keyblade wielders from each union. The ones who didn't make the cut, however, are the ones in the war. So that means that the wielders of her union would still have to participate in the war, and she still has to lead them to battle as the representative of her union. I'll come back to this when I get to my theory on the Master of Masters, but with Ava actively participating in the war, there's a chance she'll be fairly weakened by the time the battle is even over. If she gets assassinated or even put in another battle against a stronger opponent, she's pretty much screwed. Now in Union Cross, the Master also gave her a role similar to the role and position he had before he disappeared. She writes down a set of rules for the new union leaders to follow, and is told to give a chosen 5 out of those wielders she invited to the Dandelions a copy of her rules. She's supposed to explain their roles as leaders. That's my other problem. In the recent update, one of the 5 was killed, and someone else took her place. If Ava comes back and reveals the murderer, what exactly is that supposed to do for the story? If the murderer runs off to try to escape, he's got 4 other people to fight off, if not 5, including Ava. And if he's to die or be imprisoned or whatever punishment they decide is good enough for him, that defeats the purpose of having Strelitzia die. Now, on the off chance that he runs off and actually does escape, I mean, he has potential to start his own union under maybe a false name or something. And I don't know what that would do to the story. But anyway, my other problem with this is because Luxu told Ava about the traitor. Mind you, we don't know what he said to Ava. There's a slim chance that she won't reveal who the traitor is because that person is also the murderer. If she pulls that murderer to the side and tells him that she knows what he did, what'll that do for the story? Because there's 2 routes that can be taken on that. 1, she can either let the traitor live among the new leaders as an act of forgiveness, Or 2, she kills the traitor out of anger or revenge or whatever. That defeats the whole purpose of the Foretellers and their search for the traitor. And then that also defeats the purpose of one of the leaders having been revealed as a leader. So really, Ava can't show up to the Badlands at all. With Lucius still being an even bigger mystery in terms of his role and knowledge of what's to come, that's another problem in and of itself. One of his objectives in his all-encompassing role is to train his own apprentice and pass down No Name. When did he pick an apprentice, and from where? In back cover, he was the first to leave to start his role. Unless he came back for lunch, no one should have been around him until after the war. If that's the case, he had to have chosen someone among the Dandelions as his apprentice. My thing is, he and Ava didn't meet eye to eye on the traitor. I have no idea if they'll just pick it up where they left off or not. And I also don't know if Lucius had more objectives, like Ava, underneath his main goal. Lucius knows more than he actually reveals or is told to us. So how do we know that eliminating Ava isn't part of it? Why tell her about the traitor at all? Usually when a character tells another character the truth in detail, in any, major story that you look at, a huge fight or death follows up right after that. Really, that's the only foreshadowing I can immediately see, based on patterns, or storytelling patterns. The death of the 5th Union leader seems to be more of a distraction from something possibly a lot darker or unexpected. And there's also the possibility that Ava saw what happened to the other Foretellers and is killed on the battlefield for seeing the truth. Lost Masters could literally mean anything. It could mean that darkness swallowed them up, like Riku in Kingdom Hearts 1, or that they become Darklings under a Nightmare Charity's control. We don't know anything about the traitor still, but if he was a Keyblade wielder who touched something he wasn't supposed to, like darkness, then what's stopping him from being able to manipulate a few others, or a few things that happens to others? By her being the only one except Lucius who knows about the traitor, will she be able to warn the others and turn the war around at the last second to fight him? That would explain the player's vision of the 13 versus 7 fight. Now hopefully I'm wrong and Nomura will have an interesting reveal in the next update. I'm thinking about this from a writer's perspective, as I said before. For build-ups and reveals like this in a story, something of major importance is thrown on the table, and either a fight, death, or lifetime imprisonment shows up for one of the characters. That's all I actually got. I hope this piqued your interest. Maybe I am missing something in all of this. I'm still gathering information, so who knows. But let me go ahead and start my day with homework, chores, and interview prep. Fun stuff. And let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you for clicking on this video, and have a nice day.
Punch your fists into the air and raise a rebel yell. There's lots of bad ones out there you need to send to hell.